Check. All right, in there. About to get the vibes going right. Who's playing the piano?
Who was that? Cornbread? I think. No, it was beans.
Oh, okay.
It was beans. I actually had them in there for this recording, which was super cool.
Wow. That's dope. Oh, not chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken eye. Come on. My ass went to try not to sing all the words. I know this whole song.
My bad. You see, I must had a ghetto internet.
What you supposed to do? Subtitles?
Nah, I was trying to make it HD, but I must have a ghetto internet or something over here. It's just not.
No, yeah, that just be YouTube. It be YouTube. It don't want to do it. Yes, ma'am. We mesmerized if y'all can't tell. We just over here like, oh my God.
To the sultry sounds.
Yeah.
Of Lenora.
It's so good.
It's like a super lo-fi version.
It is. Like, it's good. And everybody just chilling. It's just like, yeah, we relaxing.
Yeah, boys was definitely relaxed.
Yeah.
Boys was high.
Well, yeah, it was all relaxed.
Thugging that mug chilling.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Hey. Good beans.
Got the headphone. He bobbing. Yeah. We ain't playing. We just stuck.
Nice.
Everybody
Okay.
just
Come
stuck.
on, nose ring. Okay.
I forget that I have a nose ring. It's like a part of my face. Don't you feel that way?
Sometimes, but then this one always.
Oh,
come
but you
out.
have like two.
Yeah, but this one
You
always like,
fancy.
comes out for some reason.
Really?
It's really weird. Yeah. So I be remembering.
Wow. Oh yeah, you remember. I
be
forget.
like not just come out like regular,
Right.
Like from a mask or something. It
So that was the low key version.
Yes,
low-key
y'all. That was so good. Are we gonna hit them with the everything?
Yeah.
Welcome, people.
Yeah.
The people's favorite podcast. Nah, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm Koala Cool.
Yes.
Lakita Vlon in the building.
What's up, y'all?
We got a very special guest in the house. We have recording artist Lenora. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get her.
Hey, cousin.
Yes. We just got through vibing out with her amazing,
I love the
amazing. Yes. Her amazing music. We heard this on the radio too on what is it? The Vibe.
Yeah, 90.9.
KTSU?
Yeah.
I love
They be
that
showing
station.
love.
I'm so glad that they be showing love too.
Yeah.
Shout out KTSU.
Yeah, it was good.
Because I really like that station.
Yeah. We was in the car one day and I was like, Lenore, I was like, this is
They always show me love.
They played that.
Love them.
Cool.
Love them
They
for
played
that.
all your
Yeah.
good songs. I was like, okay.
They be playing deep cuts too. Album cuts.
Yeah,
Shout out KTSU for real.
most definitely. That's what's up. Well, man, we had to start the show off with some
With some vibes.
with the jams. The jam. Y'all go check that out. Relax. I'm checking it out on YouTube, but it's probably everywhere, I'm
It's
sure.
everywhere. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
You can get music.
Yes.
That's what's up.
So good. I'm so excited.
But welcome to the show.
Thank you for
Hold on, let me make sure I'm
guys.
recording, make sure I ain't fuck up already. Okay, we good.
We good. We in it.
Just laid back.
After
We
that
just over
good
there
ass
chilling.
intro, it was so smooth. I was
Right.
like, wait, that was too smooth.
That's
Like,
almost
hold
like-
up, that shit was too smooth right
We
now.
got nothing.
Let me make sure.
It's almost too good. I almost messed it up. No, you
The
good.
vibes are right.
I think everybody good. We
Exactly.
did good today.
Hell yeah, good shit.
I gotta make sure my part right too. Make sure the light on you.
It's looking like the light is giving what it needs to
What you
give.
need to give. All right.
It is.
We're gonna edit. We're gonna be right.
Very
Okay.
impressed with y'all in this whole setup.
Oh,
What?
thank you.
Thank
So y'all
you.
told me you would tell me how y'all started this podcast.
Yeah.
Once we started.
Okay.
So tell me how this began.
See,
It's
I
a
like these-
very,
I
very
like these
impressive
kind.
setup. It's super
Really?
impressive. There are artifacts
you.
here. There's a
Artifacts.
whole setup. They got concierge and bellman here. It's very much fancy.
Well, first of all, as far as the decoration, my mom, like I always remember in her house, she always had like, she always dedicated a room to like some type of whatever. So there was like an African room where there was nothing but like African shit up in there. There was another room where it was like Asian. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? And it would just be different rooms that had like different cultural shit in it. You know what I'm saying? So like that, she kind of taught me how to decorate. So that's what I be trying to bring to my home.
Different moods, different vibes. I love that.
That's what's up.
America has a very lame culture, like other than hip hop. Other than hip hop, like we have
lame. Everybody's lame.
We got a very lame. Larry Lane. We don't we don't do anything extra cool other than like hip hop. Black people do some cool, pretty stuff.
Well, black people,
in general. Other than that,
we them niggas, you know.
Other cultures do like amazing things. I love all the art from other places and things like that. So,
all right, America, we're gonna have to get it together.
So, how y'all start this podcast?
Okay.
So one time, well, you want me to tell it?
Go. If I tell it, you know, I'm gonna say it was my idea. But so you probably should go ahead and tell it.
I'm gonna say this. He loves podcasts. I'm gonna say this. He loves podcasts. He already has his own podcast that he did like last year before and stuff called Vibe More. So he's like real big into that. I've never been a part of a podcast for my life.
Okay.
But I've been on some, you know what I'm saying? It was cool. Well, one day it was me, him, and we used to have two other co-hosts, Blue and Walk. And they used to be, one time they had a session here, and I used to just be making my way here. This is before we were like started dating and stuff. So I just made my way here. I don't even know why I was here.
Just trying to be around, I feel you.
Yeah, I just don't understand why I was even here in the first place. But when I was already here.
Y'all was kicking in.
Yeah, we was chilling. And then Walk had a session and Blue was there too. So everybody was just vibing out. And then the way we were all talking and kind of going just so naturally, he was like, see, even this right here could be like a pod. And we were just kind of like, okay, well, if we do this. And we kind of started playing a little bit at first. And then at some point, we were like, wait, should we really do this for real?
We couldn't do it, and that was the perfect excuse to start it because we wanted to do it, but we didn't really want to commit to meeting up in person yet.
Okay.
But then Walk at the time was doing some work out of town and stuff and traveling a lot.
Yeah.
So somebody had the idea of doing it like over Skype or over Zoom or something like that. So through that, everybody could kind of make that commitment then because everybody could just hop on Skype or Zoom or whatever.
So this was during the panoramic.
The panoramic. It was last year. Yeah. We started at like October-ish, November. Actually, oh my God, when did we start practicing? It's already October.
Before the end of the year.
So y'all had a year celebration, a year anniversary.
Like
you gotta do the
crazy. Because we didn't start putting them out until January this year.
Coming up. I don't even know, but I think it's a year.
So we tried to do, we were like, we need to practice first because we've never like had this podcast.
Right.
We need to practice our chemistry. We need to practice like everything.
Right.
So we started doing the Skype where everybody just be at their own house, but we made sure everybody's lighting was good. Like make sure you're somewhere, good connection, like, you know. And then we practiced for like 2 months straight. So I want to say we started in November.
Sure. And at the time, the formula was, let's come up with some like topics, let's, you know what I'm saying, let's pay attention to what's going on social media and maybe on the news or whatever, and just like let's just have something to talk about and come up with some topics, maybe something that's like most people don't want to talk about. So that was what at least I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was like, you know what I'm saying, more uncomfortable subjects, but you know what I'm saying, but at least have some topics. So we did that, and
well, you missed a step.
Oh, what else?
He missed a good important step that you gonna like because it's all about you. He's like, what's up? After that, we kind of like Walk recorded the conversation that we all had in the studio. Then when he left, like I guess a week later, maybe that next week, Koala like rounded up. Everybody was like, all right, so like we for real, or like, you know, what's up? So basically he called us like we was on an interview, y'all. Koala was like, so questions, and he interviewed every single last one of us and asked us like what our role would be, like whatever.
Oh, wow. Serious
it
business.
Would be, yeah. And then that's it. Like pretty much once we told him like what we were willing to contribute, like equipment, like whatever we need, what does everybody have, so we can kind of know like what we need to do.
Yeah.
And then I want to say honestly we started in October because I do remember November, like by November we was already coming here practicing.
Okay.
Because I remember at Thanksgiving, I remember like coming back after Thanksgiving here. But anyway, I digress.
I can tell you when we dropped the first episode.
It was in January, but I don't know the day. Like we
That's lit. I mean, because the equipment y'all have is super impressive.
Thank you. Now this we did. So we had 2 co-hosts. After that, one walked decided, you know, he needed to venture out and he started doing his tours. Well, yeah, like not podcast flame, but just more because he's an artist too.
Oh, dope.
So he just like created a tour.
9 months ago, we dropped the first one.
Nice. 9 months.
That's awesome. Dang. That's huge, though. I mean, kudos to y'all. Like,
I would look at it. We was doing like it was basic. Like we didn't even have cover art. We wasn't doing nothing. We was just chilling.
But that's the most.
We had cover art.
Part is putting one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, we had the heads on there, like the
we
Rushmore
did.
heads,
We
but it was
did.
all of our heads.
That was funny, yeah.
But it was really fun with like them too, and then they both like live at the same time. And then, well, one of them was kind of weren't thinking that she might, you know, come back. But anyway, me and Koala just talked. We were like, all right, man. Like I was like, I'm still down because he was.
The conversation might have got a little too heavy. At times, we got a little serious at times. Okay, and probably more serious than anybody wanted to, especially for anybody like not getting paid and you know what I mean. Like it was like no, I guess it probably wasn't. If it was too serious for you, then it probably definitely wasn't worth it if you're not getting paid. Yeah,
so it kind of got like to that, I guess, point.
Okay,
but we was all cool. Like everybody's still cool. It was just like one of those things where it was like, damn.
Yeah.
It was like, damn, sorry. Like, I wish that everybody was being honest about those feelings or whatever. Because, like, I cried on the podcast. I didn't give a fuck. I'd be crying. I love you, my friend.
Oh, my God. Those early episodes was...
I didn't care. Because, like, you know, if anybody got something to say, like, I'm a type of person, like, I'm going to tell you, know what I'm saying? I'm not just going to wait and then be like, I'm out this hole or whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all want to talk about it on the pod? Let's talk about it, you know? And then that's kind of...
out here, like, just...
Love and Hip Hop podcast.
No, dog. Why you got to do me like... I don't care. They could go back. It's on YouTube, but I was crying and I laughed after that. And it was good. So then, so we decided to like literally that next day after that, probably like 2 days later, we was like, fuck it, man. We got to start adding on some shit. So
once again, I stepped up and was like, yo, let's just get some better equipment and let's make this happen. You was like, I was thinking the same thing, and that's exactly what happened.
I don't remember it going like that.
That's basically what happened.
No, because I remember being like, I know this little stove, and we can go get some shit. I was like,
but how did the conversation start?
I don't know.
I love that I asked y'all this question approximately 10 minutes ago. Like, I'm interviewing y'all, and I'm not getting interviewed.
She's like, cool, great. That's why I was like, I love these kind of people. They be coming on there like, you know, I'm gonna ask y'all some questions. Anyway, we went there and we got like more equipment basically, so that way we can make up for like everything else and then make it look more uniform, and then it kind of just started feeling good. I'm not gonna lie. So she's like, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I do be saying that. But yeah. So yeah, that's it. I think that's the answer. I don't know what else to.
Yeah, not too crazy. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to do some shit.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Trying to build up her celebrity. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be a big star. So you know what I'm saying? We're just trying to.
Trying to do
absolutely.
What?
I'm just gonna get
you just
on
helping where you can.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna throw it in and on back.
I love a useful man. Like,
that's what I was telling her. How do you feel about like your relationship? Like, how do you, when it comes to like the business and how you guys like work together? Like, how you feel like that?
It's so crazy because I honestly didn't know that relationships could be so amazing. I'd never seen like a healthy relationship really growing up, like healthy marriages. So I always grew up not wanting to be married and also like not wanting kids or anything. Not like on no bad stuff. I was just like, I don't foresee that for myself. Yeah. But now to have like a best friend and a partner, it's like super lit because we weren't looking for each other, and it just it is. It's you know, like we weren't looking for each other, and we had known each other since we was like teenagers though.
Oh, okay.
We actually met because
how you met? Okay, yeah. What a tea.
I used to date his friend.
Oh shit!
But I was 16 years old.
Okay.
So I was a kid. Like they went to church together. So I would go to Jaren's house and hang out like as a kid, but we didn't look at each other like that. Yeah. That was just like my little boyfriend's friend.
And this is who I met. I'm not gonna say the person, but this is who I met that time, and you told me this.
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind.
Was it?
Wait. Oh, so he was your boyfriend's little homie? Was your boyfriend's homie?
Let me stop calling him Lil first.
All right, my bad. Yeah,
because he was older.
Like, put some
my ex-boyfriend was
older.
He was a little older. He was older than me and Jaren. So they went to church together, and they were like Boy Scouts and stuff. Okay, and so we would like hang out at his house, at Jaren's house sometimes.
That makes sense.
And so like, you know, just watch TV in the living room, stuff like that. Yeah. But we never like knew each other that closely. We just knew each other through that. So we would talk and stuff, but you know, we weren't friends.
It wasn't too deep. Basically.
But then years later, we reconnected because AJ McQueen had invited Jaren to. We do this Christmas party, my family business, 4 Times newspaper. Shout out.
Hey, okay.
But we do a Christmas party every year. And AJ would come, but AJ invited Jaren because he was trying to hook us up at the time, and we didn't know. But I had a boyfriend then too. But long story short,
he was trying to play matchmaker.
He was trying to play matchmaker.
Come on, Hydrate Hill, trying to lead him to the water.
I'm trying to keep people's love lives hydrated as well.
Yeah, I see you.
But anyway, he had brought him to the party, and this was like 2016 Christmas. So I was, you know, Jaren and I talked for like an hour and a half in the hallway. Like we like connected again. It was dope. But then he asked me to go to dinner.
An hour and a half in the hallway.
Hour and a half in the hallway.
That's always a good one.
But I was dating somebody at the time.
Yeah.
And he asked me to go to dinner, and I was like, no, I have a boyfriend. And Jaren was like, I'm just asking you to go eat. And I was like, I feel you, but this energy is not giving. We just going to go eat. This energy is giving. Let's explore. You know what I'm saying? Where this could go.
And then you would be kind of like messed up if you even entertained it. Like,
right. And then like even to this day, he always will say, because we've been together for 2 years and some change now. And he'll always say like, you wasn't going to have dinner with me. Like when we having like a moment, he'll always bring it back to, and you wasn't going to have dinner with me. But the thing is, I told him, if I had dinner with you, would you really respect me like you do now? Would you trust me like you do now?
Yeah, because anybody could just swoop in and be like, let's go to dinner.
Right.
And you could just go.
And I'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
So.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a pretty loyal person. So I didn't go. And, you know, years after that, so 2019, 4th of July, I was single as a dollar bill.
Okay.
And I had never been on a dating app before. And
this is good.
My cousins was at my house, and they were talking about Bumble. And my brother was over there talking about Bumble too, because my brother gets married next week in New Orleans. Shout out to Jesse.
Hey,
shout out. Hey. Congratulations.
But Jesse met his fiance on Bumble.
Okay.
So Jesse and his fiance, my brother and his fiance met at the same time when Jaren and I started dating.
Oh,
so
okay.
They were telling me about Bumble and how on Bumble, you know, like the girl has to reach out first and establish a conversation.
Oh, that's safe.
Yeah.
That's safer.
So I had never been on one. So I was like, y'all help me like pick pictures.
Safer
I took
for
pictures
who?
for it.
I guess it's like that way you wanted to keep on ignoring all these creepers.
Yeah, it's just like a better vetting
I would rather
process,
talk to this like a girl
That
should.
is,
like,
y'all haven't realized that's like y'all's entire life, like
what
for the rest of y'all's life is basically like ignoring creepers.
Oh,
pretty much.
That's basically
y'all
ain't gonna be able to avoid it.
I know.
Very, very true.
This is always gonna be a thing,
right? But they made me a dating app profile, so they did helped me with my bio, my pictures, and I was on Bumble.
That shit's intense, right? Just
it's
even like trying to like just set up the
people judge you.
I've never even successfully made it on a dating app because of that. Because every time I've even like gotten into like they start asking me all the questions, I'm just like, oh, never mind.
Like,
you know,
which
like I'm
pictures
good.
do I choose?
Yeah, I'm good.
Because then my cousins were like, it's a thing with choosing your pictures because people think you're a catfish if your pictures are too professional. So my pictures all look too professional. So they like took pictures of me in the backyard. It was serious. I took pictures just for Bumble.
She's like, it was real. Everybody got together. All right, girls.
So I screenshot it and I put it on my Instagram story, like on some funny shit. Like, y'all watch out, a bitch on Bumble. Jaren DM'd me immediately. And keep in mind, Jaren wouldn't really talk to me on Instagram before that. Basically, he was just like, this man was like, a woman of your stature.
I like him already.
He was like, a woman of your stature should not be on Bumble. I was like, ooh. He was like, so,
and I'm off.
He was like, so can we go on that dinner we never like went to? I was like, when? He was like, tomorrow. I said, ooh. So we went to dinner the next day to Gloria's, and we never looked back. But the cool thing about it, to go back to, because I did go over the river and through the woods about your question about dating someone like who is not only compatible business wise, but like an actual partner and a sounding board. It's incredible because I'm used to, I know a lot of women, like we can relate to this. Like I've dated very controlling men in the past who it's like the thing that attracted them to you in the beginning, like your light, is the thing that they want to try to dim.
Oh my God.
Because they want to keep it to themselves.
I talk about this.
Yeah.
like the exact words you said, it's like I tell him about a fear of mine. Is that because like when I start seeing that anywhere in anybody, like I start kind of like
it's a red flag.
Yeah.
Gotta look out for the red flag.
Go straight back, y'all. Look at the video.
But on the flip side of that, though, I can say, as being an artist and as somebody that like dates an artist, I do see how it's hard to accept somebody that's recklessly is they just so reckless with their art that where they are willing to throw anything away for the sake of like their artistry.
What do you mean? What do you
I think people are willing to sacrifice and do without less, like artists are, for the sake of their art. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're willing to sacrifice things in their lives for their art, right? So when you're in a relationship with somebody, now you're asking that person also to make those sacrifices with you for their art. So now I got to sacrifice for your art.
Okay.
And when you're early in your art career, you're not really even making money.
Right.
So now it's like the sacrifice is really real because it's like I'm not getting none out of this. You're getting some out of it because it's going towards your artistry. But I'm doing it off the strength and off the faith and off the love. Period.
So, you mean like when they're your like partner or like how?
When they're your partner. So the only thing I'm trying to describe is how somebody could go into the mindset of where they start like not liking you for the thing that you're great at. In a relationship.
But I think that's a different situation.
Yeah.
I think before I could see that, but it's like to be loved in a way that is healthy and to have a true partnership, I just view it differently now because it's times, for instance, like Jaren and I, obviously we're partners. Like I said, he's a sounding board, all that shit. And like, not all that shit, but y'all know what I mean.
No, but like all that, and all
it's
that
like
shit,
he's in this industry that I'm in, so he understands, but he's not an artist.
Yeah.
So he's far enough removed to where like there's some type of healthy
like
you know what I mean? Like a balance.
Yeah, like y'all uplift each other and it's not like you're
competition
or anything.
He's in like an entertainment, education, tech space.
Yeah.
But he's still talking to labels. He's still talking to big corps and dealing with artists. So he understands.
Yes.
But I think too, it's that word, that partnership word, because I don't think that anytime he's ever put me onto something, right, or vice versa, because I have the opportunity to throw him bones as well.
Yeah.
We throw each other bones and we feed off each other. So it never feels like I'm bleeding myself dry or he's bleeding himself dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always a reciprocal thing to where we're filling each other's glasses because we already come with, you know what I mean? We already come
and that's and honestly, like not to like cut you off, but to address like what you meant about controlling. A lot of those times, like the ones that I've dated that were like controlling, is because they didn't really have nothing going on for themselves, or they put too much. Like I don't ask for anything, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you don't want to support me in my music, like you don't have to, because I'm still gonna do like what I need to do regardless for my artistry. Like whether you hear or not, like I'm gonna try to work really hard because it's something that I care about, you know.
Right.
And the people that I've dated, I didn't ask them to like sacrifice anything or stop doing anything. It was just kind of like, if you want to support me, you can. If you don't, like I'm still gonna do this, but then don't get upset when I don't have that much time for you, or like because I was definitely in the earlier stages, you know, like you were saying, like in the beginning stages of that growth. And then they would make it seem like, that's what I love about you. And then the moment that I haven't changed, I'm doing the same things, that just moving forward in the process, it's almost like then they would find their way to be like, oh, you don't have time for me, or you don't have this, or you don't have that. Yeah, and that, but that, and
honestly, you don't.
And that, I mean, but it's like I know how to make time, and it's like, but if you're here for the journey, it's gonna pay off in the end. Yeah. But if you're not here for the journey, then I'm not who you need to be with, because I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm doing just because you feel sad.
That's what it is right there. Look. Look,
you know what I'm saying?
If you're gonna date an artist when they begin in their career, just know that they ain't got time for you. And whatever time is made for you, you've got to appreciate it, enjoy it, and just, like she said, enjoy the journey, because it's going somewhere, and y'all gonna get to a place where it's gonna be amazing, but are you willing to, do the sacrifice, whatever it takes, because it ain't no time in the beginning.
I dated someone who was like trying to control like what I wear, like all
that kind of shit. Yeah, and I think that's the difference. Like with Jaren, he never was like that. Like, and people would. The funny thing is when he and I first started dating, because when we first started dating, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't think he would be my type because he had a very corporate. I told him he had a mayoral vibe to him, like a mayoral almost vibe. Like a young pastor type of vibe.
He do.
And I was like, I don't want to be a first lady. I don't.
Yeah.
But you see now, like the difference. At first, he was super clean cut corporate. He's still clean cut.
No, yeah.
But now this nigga look like he eat granola in Seattle now. I rubbed off on him and he rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
I wasn't wearing sneakers before we started dating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We kind of rubbed off on each other. But I was saying that to say that, like, it was to the point that people would tell him or be saying to me, like, you don't have a problem with her, like, posting this or whatever. The thing is, Jaren's always like, instead of trying to tone it down, Jaren's like, no, turn up, babe. Turn the fuck up. Like, don't dim your light. I want you to go harder. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. If I'm sitting in the garage and I'm shooting in some lacy underwear, he got his camcorder getting behind the scene footage. Like, it just is what it is, because I think it's beyond. I think it is a part of, I want to support you in your journey, but I think it's also understanding the bigger picture, the legacy part, right? Yeah. This is a part of the journey, but it's going to, with what both of us do, it helps one another out. You know what I mean? If I'm shining, we shining. If he eating, we eating.
Yeah,
so we don't look at it like that, because there's been times where, like, for instance, when we were getting ready to drop my album, and we were shooting videos, shooting cover art, doing sponsored events, like just running around crazy, rehearsals. He was right there because Reading with the Rapper was in its building season. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he was able to completely step in. He was like, I don't need a title, but Jaren is a get it done action item type of nigga. Like, he's a no nonsense person. So he was like, if I can step in and just at least be the thing that keeps these wheels moving, I'll help in that way. But vice versa, once Reading with a Rapper kind of kicked in full swing, the album was dropped. So I was able to coast back and step in where he needed help. Yeah. So this year, he's been doing crazy stuff with Reading with a Rapper. I mean, that program is coming through like a freight train.
Yeah, we gotta get him
you want to describe what that is for the viewers?
So Reading with the Rapper is a subsidiary under Jaren and Doug's, their co-founders, of a nonprofit called Legends Do Live that they started in 2011. Legends Do Live, everybody a part of that organization, that nonprofit, went to PV.
Okay.
And so they started out, shout out PV. So they started out at PV just trying to figure out what they were going to do. And their initial sort of initiative was helping the youth find the legend in them, going into inner city communities, and just giving resources to them, just giving basically. Mm-hmm. But they didn't have a clear-cut direction just yet.
Yeah.
Then in 2018, I think Jaren was watching a Migos interview where they were, or some type of video where they were reading Dr. Seuss books. And he was like,
that's funny.
I want to do something like with Reading with a Rapper, but I don't want rappers to read books to kids. I want kids to study rap lyrics, like to learn ELA. So he had to find teachers to basically create a curriculum that would fall scholastically under what it needed to be.
Right.
So he teamed up, him and Doug teamed up with teachers and educators, special education teachers, English teachers in A-Leaf, Aldine, and they launched this program. And it first started in Houston, then they went to City Hall and did a demonstration for the mayor and treated them like kids and went through the program with them. Yeah. Then the thing that kind of set it off, the same year, like a couple months after they launched Reading with a Rapper, they were able to get Meek Mill while he was on tour here to come to City Hall on a Sunday with the kids from My Brother's Keeper. So all those kids were on probation. Meek is all about prison reform. So he was able to come in and teach kids to read and write through his lyrics and content. So from there, the program, they shopped it to different school districts here. They started a program with A-Leaf, Aldine, right before COVID, and then that kind of got shut down because schools closed. But COVID was kind of the best thing that could happen to them, because at first, you can imagine you're trying to go into these schools where they're teaching kids on like a CD-ROM type of education.
Yeah.
When kids are streaming music now, like it's just different. They're not grasping it because they're bored and it's not reaching them.
Yeah,
it's lame.
yeah.
So you can imagine the pushback he got coming into schools being like, we want to teach your kids to read and write through rap lyrics. They were like, hell no. Mm-hmm. But now that people don't know what to do because technology, you can't avoid it, you know? He's able to, you know, have a little bit more, just less pushback. So now the program is not only in Houston, but they just did a school at College Park Elementary in Atlanta. They just announced, and they're going to be studying 2 Chainz' music. 2 Chainz will be coming in there with the kids.
Oh my gosh. 2 Chainz is coming.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're doing one in Kansas City with the all-girls school with Rhapsody.
What?
Yeah.
I love to hear people doing stuff for the kids, man.
Good.
Yeah.
And I followed them. I followed them as soon as I.
So in a couple weeks, we go to Atlanta to open up the Atlanta school. So yeah, he's doing crazy stuff. So obviously, you know, we go.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, we go with what's needed. So whenever either one of us is doing something, we know that it's light work, it's purposeful work, and
Yeah.
we lend ourselves to each other because it's the bigger picture. Like, that's my homie. So we rocking with each other, and we keep it bigger than us. That's how we keep it. Everything in perspective is
bigger.
Jaren taught me that. Like, I'll never forget. We were riding on 288, and he was like, "Hey, this is like we were dating for maybe like 3 months." He was like, "What's your purpose?" I was like, "Fuck," because he that type of person. I'm like, I really don't know about this. It's 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But when he asked me, I was caught off guard, and I just started like rambling, right? And at the end, he said, "You never mentioned anything about service, about helping somebody. That is your purpose. That is your passion." And I still didn't quite understand that then. I didn't know what my personal purpose was. Like, he can say it. Like, you know, I fund and equip, you know, disadvantaged youth with proper resources and tools to learn and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But for me, I didn't understand it yet. And I think it's just now becoming clear to me. Like, just probably this year.
What do you feel like, what did you come to a conclusion of?
I realized that my
purpose...
and
pause, wait.
I'm
Before
sorry.
you do it, whatever you say your purpose is, can you then like tell me like the formula? Because I believe that there's a formula for finding your purpose.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Can you describe like the
that's
formula?
good.
How you came to that?
Yeah.
That's good.
I feel like the best way I can describe like the formula for finding my purpose and what defines my purpose is I had to understand how to champion for myself, right? What was the thing that I really, really needed? How could I show up for myself best, right? And then also realize I'm not the only one. And that is going to be the spark that helps me to champion for others. I know that's like a mouthful of words, but I realized that my passion is just, my purpose is and my passion is literally just the thing I had to help myself with the most is the thing that I'm going to be. Once I can get myself through that, I can get everybody else, you know what I mean? Do my best to help somebody else get through it.
Thanks.
So for me, mine was, it was freeing myself. So broad, but it was literally freeing myself from
From
debilitating thoughts,
I was just gonna say from like the negative thoughts holding you back,
or just standing in my own way. Literally realizing that you have all of the tools that you need.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that if you stand in your own way, your thoughts will dictate who you're supposed to be, you know?
Yeah.
So I realized, I said, I want to live a life of freedom. I want to free myself of the shackles that are me, you know? And not only do I strongly believe that that's possible, but I believe that all of us, you know what I mean, have that within us. So I felt like that was what it was. It was to free myself from myself and to spread that freedom and light to others.
Yeah.
To see that within themselves. Because I what made me feel the best, right? When it came to helping people, it's being seen, making others feel seen.
Yeah.
Because I realized that was a thing with me. It's like my whole life, I felt like I always received some type of attention, more attention, I was always taller, always just a little louder, a little more present.
Yeah.
But I still never felt seen. I felt like people still didn't understand who I was. I always felt misunderstood.
You know, that's why they say tall people hunch over.
Mm-hmm.
Because they feel like they're getting too much. They don't want all the attention.
Yeah,
So they try to make themselves as small as possible because they don't want all the attention.
Dang.
It's true. And I was very much like that. So it's that thing that you find that you have to do for yourself, and then understand that you ain't the only person. You know what I mean? You're just, a molecule in this huge
Thanks.
world. And I personally feel like when it comes to purpose, if you feel like you don't know your purpose is to find your purpose, and it'll reveal itself to you.
Deep, yeah.
That makes sense. You know, honestly, like that's a hard question to answer sometimes. You know, like when you're having that conversation with just your friends or anybody, when they're like, "What are you here for?"
Yeah,
you know,
and it's
like,
clear. I feel like it's clear sometimes, more clear sometimes rather than other times. Like right now, it's very muffled and jumbled, but like some days it's crystal clear to me. You know what I mean? It's hard to put into words, but I feel it, and it's like I just know it's bigger than me. You know what I mean? And I just knew that trying to make myself smaller or more relatable.
It's not
Have you ever
gonna
thought
work.
about it like on
not doing
super
anyone
like
any
easy,
favors.
super simple and easy, like understandable terms? Like your purpose is only as much as like your health, your mind, and your resources allow. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like that's why I try to earn money, because like my purpose demands it. And I think everybody's purpose does, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because money's just a tool.
For sure.
Oh,
Right.
man.
So like one of the first things you learn about your purpose is you need to make some
You got
motherfucking
some
money.
money.
You
Facts.
gotta make,
Step
because
one.
you're not gonna achieve your purpose without any motherfucking money.
Facts.
So you know what I'm saying? Acknowledging that you have a purpose, or even wanting to have a purpose, you automatically are on that right path. Like just some people don't even some people don't even like think about that, or they just think they're in this world like
Chill.
Yeah.
by chance, and that they're
Yeah.
just here to work or whatever the fuck, and have some kids and that's it, and that's cool. I mean, maybe your purpose is just to have kids and,
Right.
and have a family, and that's great, and that's great. But recognize that that's your purpose,
Right.
and that's why you're doing what you're doing, and then you should be happy with what you're doing. But if you don't ever consider like having a purpose in life, you fucking gonna be miserable. You're gonna be depressed. You know what I mean? And like that, you're gonna be sad your whole life. You're gonna be out here. You could be a millionaire and still be hella sad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you would have never considered that you had a purpose in life, and never try to think that all the people you help, or some people don't even realize they help people, right? And they're not even realizing, like, when I think about people committing like suicide that are like really famous, like, and like take care of like a lot of people, I'm like, damn, like how do they not recognize like if anything, like their purpose was like to help all these other people that are like, you know what I'm saying, that their family and all these people that they help come up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was so mad about Mac Miller is like one of them. Like it's like, bro, like, well, I don't know why you be so sad to do something like that when you're like your purpose is so obvious and clear.
Well, like you said,
in
maybe
life.
because if they haven't done that work on themselves, or had those conversations with somebody who's pulled them to the side, the same way like you said, Jaren asked you, same way like we ask ourselves or whatever. Because like even just growing up, me, like my dad would ask us all the time, like, hey, when you doing something in life, what y'all trying to do with your life? What you trying to do with it? And then when you do with it, what you gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? And so that's just something, like, even when it's unclear, it's like if you want better for yourself, naturally your purpose will start like finding its way through that. And then people that care about you around you are gonna come up to you and tell you like what you mean to them. They're gonna be like, hey, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have, whatever. Or like, you know what, your conversation or your ear, whatever, really helped me get through blah, 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 blah. And slowly, like, those same repetitive, like, things are going to keep coming. And you like, is this my purpose? Because it's just something that happens naturally, and it's something that's pure, genuine, you know what I'm saying? So everybody, just try to figure out like what you want to do in life. And then, like you said, how can you help others, and how can you inspire and bless those around you and make a difference? On whatever scale, whatever scale.
I feel like I can't speak to everybody, but I know, speaking to myself, whenever I have those thoughts that like spiral or get kind of like just kind of down on myself or stressed or anxious, it's always when I make it about myself.
Yourself, for sure.
Always.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think personally, like the big challenge that I had, well, the challenge and almost my saving grace at the same time this year that I had like a big epiphany that was so ugly. Like,
hold on, rewind. She said her biggest challenge, which was her saving grace.
Yes.
That is key in what everybody needs to know. The thing that you struggle with the most is actually the thing that is your salvation. It's the thing that's going, like, once you overcome it, nigga, you good.
Right.
Like, you got to do it.
And
Like, do
it.
Now.
It's that big, ugly thing that you don't want to rip the Band-Aid off of, but you got to get to the root of it. And for me, I had to be honest with myself, and I was like, I care too much about what people think about me. And I really, really do care. And I had to unlearn that because I was living my life and basing my happiness and my success on what I thought. Not saying what everybody thought, what I thought everybody thought about me. Because I would let people put their shit on me. You know what I mean? Since I was like in high school, college, after college, people always put that on me. Like, it was always.
Do you mind if I?
No, go ahead.
Can we spark up
Yeah.
too? I'm gonna talk.
It was always. It was always. You should be here. You know what I mean? Always for me.
Yeah.
I was always put on that, and I just now feel comfortable talking about it. But because I went to HSPVA here, because I did certain things, even in college, people always put me in that Beyonce realm. They always did it to me.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to make music like that. I love her, but I was like, that's not the type of artist I am. But I was doing what I thought for a long time people wanted to see of me.
Yeah.
And I was doing such a disservice, not only to myself, but to this world, because you got to show up the way you want to show up. And when you do that work, you save lives, you change lives, because there's nobody like you.
Facts.
Nobody like you. So when I decided to show up as myself, and it's a struggle every day, I'm not going to lie to you, because it's unlearning all that shit. You know what I mean? It's unlearning.
Do you think there's like a confusion between in Buddhism they say like the at the root of everybody, like their number one like thing that they care about, like they're compassionate. Like everybody's like very compassionate deep down. So like like I care too much about what other people think. It stems from like your deep down nature of like I'm a compassionate person. So like I'm like so of course I care about like what you think. Like of course, because I'm a fucking human being. Like everybody should care about what everybody thinks.
Right.
Like that's how we fucking have society and we work together.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, sometimes you will get lost in that and then forget I got to make sure I'm good before anything else.
Got to put your mask on first.
Yeah.
And that's what this year, to your point too, has been about. It's been about setting boundaries. Setting boundaries for family, setting boundaries with team, setting boundaries with friends. And if that means, not coming around you for a minute, I haven't been doing it. But before, I would never do that, because in my head, I care too much about what you thought while we're not talking. Yeah. What you're thinking about me. If you're mad at me, if you're this, if you're that. But when you keep the bigger picture in your head, which is the why, always the why.
And the people that understand, that are in your life, that are supposed to be there.
Your tribe is
going to leave. They're going to still be there regardless. You know what I'm saying?
The people that aren't supposed to be there, if you make those decisions, those people are going to clear out regardless.
Yep.
Your tribe is going to, what they say, like your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was scared at first, because I was like, damn, like, if this is true, that means I may have to be by myself for a minute. You know what I mean? What does this mean for me?
Being attracting, it's like,
and what do I want?
Yeah.
When you,
I'm not about to play. It be all serious and shit. And he's like, and then.
But for real, like, but what do I want? What do I want? Because when you don't have people around you to do that work anymore, it's up to you, and that's the most beautiful thing.
How could you if you don't know what you? How are you gonna have anybody around you to help you with what you want if you don't know what you want? You
would be surprised. But that's, to your point, it's not really help, right?
Right.
It's more so, how do you call it? Like a contrived thing.
Yeah.
And I realized this year that, like, a part of my purpose, a big part of my purpose is my essence. So I have to keep my essence very pure. I always felt like people around me, like I said, I would let people put their shit on me, and people always thought like I should behave a certain way.
Yeah.
I should appear more untouchable. I should appear more this way, more that. Because they were like, oh, I feel like, honestly, I remember my mom told me like straight up, like, gotta watch out for the people that feel like they ain't gonna tell you their face, but you that gravy train. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're gonna put their shit on you because they want to get somewhere faster, and you're not a person to them. You're a ticket to them. So
yeah,
I'm gonna do
like
what I gotta
do to,
right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not about like them using you.
Yeah.
It's just about them like putting their shit on you.
Yeah.
Like making something, you know what I mean, not pure anymore. So for me, I was like, all right, let me take this time to figure out what I really want and set my intentions.
Yeah.
So that's why like I'm super, super proud of my album Girls that dropped
so
in January.
Good. Yes.
Girls,
It's a big part of who I am.
It's amazing. I went to the release. It was
And my journey.
Great.
But if you hear like the music that I'm about to like drop now, it's a whole different vibe because that's where I'm at now. And
What's up?
I'm not worried about characters anymore. I'm not worried about what people want to hear from me anymore. I'm very much worried about being truthful, being honest, being transparent.
You're not even worried. You just focused on it.
Exactly. I was about to say, I'm really not even worried. I'm just focused. I'm very focused on presenting the truest me.
Yeah.
So focused on that. It's a lot of work that goes into that. It's a lot of unpacking to get there, you know?
Yeah.
That's the only way to truly be successful.
Exactly.
Because that's the only thing the world doesn't have is a you.
A you. Yep.
The world got everything
That's
else.
What,
the world got everything
man,
else.
We were just talking about this today. I was telling them that like we were talking about like linking up with other people and trying to like and I guess women we have, I guess he was trying to say, I don't know how to describe it, but he was trying to say like women because we have like competition with each other, or there's like very few women that make it in the.
I was saying like in our
the-
very like our very essence, if you will, like we all have like kind of like caveman like instincts. Like so, men are very territorial, and women see each other as competition, like through just like a subconscious like thing, and it's not even like oh like we about to fight or nothing like that. But I feel like it's harder for women to work with each other because deep down they have this instinctual competition thing,
and then,
instinctually,
and
but
the,
not
and the
not
good
like.
thing. And the good thing, like that happens though, like once y'all, like the journey that you guys are talking about, it's like once anybody, I feel, once you start going through that and working on yourself for the better, and then just being, like you say, your truest form, that stuff don't matter.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And so that's why,
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
like I'm growing. Like there's things I'm getting introduced to just from being around y'all, being around just everything, you know. So it's like I'm absorbing it, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is it? How does this work for me? Am I still myself? Like, do I like this? Do I not like that? You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, at an earlier age, I might not have known like the exact purpose of what I'm supposed to be doing with it. But I guess because of the lectures and stuff that my parents kept saying, it's like, you want to do this because there's only one you, or that there's nothing they can't take your mind away from you. Like those type of things, like what was drilled, you know. And so that's why I'm like, competition, like, yeah, we all like we competition in some way because we're all trying to be seen, I guess, from the same somebody who could make us make it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because we all striving for like that like in order for us to get to the masses, we have to have that one shot that gets us there. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, no, like if I care about you and I care about your artistry and I care about you as a person, like I want to see everybody shine. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what we all doing. Like we're gonna be there together. Like we're gonna make it, and everybody gonna do their own thing because we were in the kitchen talking about it earlier, and she said there's only
Houston
one
artists
you.
working together, right? Were we talking about that?
Yeah, as a question I wanted to ask you too, because when I came back to Houston, I would say I noticed like clicky-ish type vibes. And then there's a guy that I work with, shout out to Jackson. He just moved back here from LA and he literally said the same thing. Like before I could even get it out, he was like, I like Houston a lot, but it's very, and I was like, he's like cliquish. I was like, damn, this is like the 5th person that I've talked to. So do you feel, since how long you've lived here pretty much?
I lived here my whole life.
Okay, so how do you feel, I guess,
she said, shit, I started every clique here. No,
I is the cliques.
No, honestly, I feel that way. I've always felt like an outsider here. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good.
I've always felt like an outsider, only because I always felt like I just never really like belonged to any particular thing. Because keep in mind, I was an opera singer first for a long time. So I wasn't really.
Fun fact.
Oh shit.
So I didn't quite grow up singing in churches with some people that may have started like on a worship team or something. Yeah. And then I wasn't quite, I was doing some gigs though. Like I did sing at like Red Cat sometimes. There was this other place where
Singing
I met
opera?
Miriam.
Singing opera?
I was singing
I'm like, what?
Is that what you over there?
No, I was singing like, at that time I was singing like jazz standards.
Okay.
Because I was just like, I loved music.
Yeah.
But I sounded like an opera singer trying to sing jazz standards, so it was like awkward.
Okay. I got what you're saying.
So
singing in Italian and shit.
Right.
I was gonna like, what? Nobody can understand her.
yeah, I'm gonna sing the standard in Italian now.
Like, all right.
No, but because of that, and then like I didn't really get close. I just would sometimes, if I had the opportunity, I would grab a gig here and there. But then I went to college in New Orleans, and I was doing that, and then that's when I started getting into other styles of music and songwriting and stuff. So when I graduated from New Orleans and I came back here, I didn't sing for a while. Like I got a job and shit, so I wasn't like singing. And then once I started it again, I did the Motown show at Miller Outdoor Theater. I don't know if y'all have heard of that show. It's a really big show in Houston. It's like over like 40,000 people come over that weekend. It's Memorial Weekend at Miller Outdoor Theater.
Yes.
And they sit on the hill.
I've been to that theater before.
Yeah.
I just went there like a month.
But when I did the Motown show, that's when more people started knowing like what I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so by that time, everybody had kind of already formed. You know what I mean?
They're like groups,
right? Like I know people. Don't get me wrong.
Me too. Yeah.
But it's like I never was around that much, so I'm not saying like, oh, I'm an outsider. People make me feel like an outsider. It's not that. It's just I ain't really, I wasn't really there with them.
I understand what you're saying, because that's how I feel, because I didn't grow up in Houston. Like I know y'all and stuff. Like I know people. Like I feel like I just go places and I'm like, I feel like we good anywhere. Like we know people. Right. Everybody cool. We ain't got no beef. Everybody's straight. But it's also like I don't know. Like I've only have a select few that I know that I talk to more often than everybody else. But then I don't know if it's just because of the bond, or it's just because that's who we gravitate. He come out.
I promise I'm not playing music randomly. I promise it all makes sense when the show gets released. It's all gonna make sense. Earlier she was like, "Can you turn down the music?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Hold on."
I'm not gonna lie, it was distracting me earlier.
No, I know, and I apologize. I forgot to tell you I'm gonna play music randomly, but I do it for a second just so that I can make a note about the thought, because I'm not gonna remember later. Too much CBD in my life.
He's like, I
can't remember.
Got you.
So
that's how it feels. Like being out here, it doesn't. The only click, I guess, the cliquish part is like you got to keep your squad close, so you can like a close knit. Like you gonna have your close ones that like you grind it out with, the ones that you guess come up. I guess whatever's going on. So I know you can't be like that with every single person, but then like the sometimes I used to feel that there's more resources available, and a lot of the people that have those resources aren't like so ready to pass them down, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that. And I think too, it's like people are so consumed in their own shit sometimes. Yeah. But I don't want to disagree though about like the cliques and shit, because I do think people just gravitate towards their own little thing. Yeah. But the truth about me is like I just realized this too. Like I'm telling you, this year has been a year of reflection. But like I realized that I'm like what do they call it, like an ambivert or something? Like I'm like an extroverted introvert. Like I'm very social. Like I'm good in social situations. But I like to be to myself. If you ask anybody, I'm never really kicking it with anybody except Jaren.
You told me that you was like, I don't really.
And what is this called again? An Amber?
Ambivert?
Amber
I could be making
Amber alert?
I'm an Amber Alert.
I'm an
Amber Alert.
No, I'm gonna look it up. It's real. I've heard of this.
I would stay to myself. So with me, for instance, it's not that like I may have some resources, you know what I mean, to contribute, but it's not that like I don't want to. It's just that I stay to myself because I don't really, you know. Then I'm kind of.
I'm sorry.
What?
For the people, the definition of first of all, I typed ambivert, but then it made me say it typed in
not ambivalent. Ambivalent is not the same thing.
I know it was like having mixed feelings or contradictory ideas about, but I was like, no, that's not it.
Not the same word.
I typed in ambivert and I typed it in. Oh, a person whose personality has a balance of extrovert and introvert.
I love words.
So I didn't know that that's what that meant because people like try to say that, you know, like me, I like to be, I'm fun. Like I like that, like, you know, but I don't mind both. Like I'm not my gosh, I just need to be around everybody.
People,
and then I need a balance. I need a mix. Like I can't just be by myself for a long, like forever, and then be like,
well, people need
people. Go around people forever either. Like it's like
sure. We all got to go to the grocery store.
Yeah. At some point.
Not the grocery store.
At some point.
I mean,
yeah, just sometimes because I feel like if I was just with myself all the time, then like I need inspiration, like I need new conversation, I need energy.
Girl, I forgot that we had a rotation going. She been holding this blunt for like 30 days and 30 nights.
I know. No, y'all got me typing this shit.
My girl having to multitask.
Trying not to burn you. You know, I'm doing all this shit.
Lie detector determined that was a lie.
Roll the footage. Roll the footage. Nah, roll the footage. Roll the footage.
I get that.
You know, it goes back to what you were saying about purpose. I feel like if you find your purpose, you don't really have that issue so much with the click thing because ultimately it comes down to like if you are talking about just basically just about resources, whatever resources I got, it's got to be something that you need. And then if you're going to be helpful to me, you got to have something that you know what I'm saying? It's just like any fucking like exchange of goods and services. And that's kind of like how your clique, I guess, should theoretically like work, honestly. Yeah. Like, you know, like. Because
I don't really, you know what I realized too? I don't really hang around a lot of artists. I really don't. Yeah. I never have hung around a lot of singers. I like to keep that balance in my life.
Yeah.
Because like I told you, y'all know now, like obviously what Jaren does, but like we hang out a lot with some friends of his who are like have brokerage, you know what I mean? They're in the real estate, and then we have friends that are chefs. We have like AJ's my friend, and AJ's an artist, but he's also a freaking entrepreneur and CEO of an alkaline water.
Too many artist friends would be annoying. That would be.
I'm not gonna lie, like I
probably
get a
no
little
offense.
bit
I
of
love
flack
all
for
of my
this.
artist friends. I love all my artist friends.
Yeah, I've always thought singers were kind of annoying. Like,
but you got to have a good
that.
balance. Like what you're talking about sounds like a good balance.
Since I was younger, look, ever since I was little, I never really hung around singers. They be like loud and shit, like in public. It be just like a lot. Always want to sing.
Yes,
it just be a lot.
It's funny because this is the most artist friends I've ever had, which is weird. Like the only artist friends I had was my band when I was living in Corpus, and then everybody else like they do art in a different form. Maybe like I have entrepreneur friends, like you said, people that own like breweries or like different shit. People that crochet and people that make earrings, like the clay ear, like that kind of stuff.
I love that. It's like, that's how you build an ecosystem.
Yeah,
too.
Like everybody, like eventually, like it's like when I can wear your earrings, and everybody like it was just like we always finding ways, but like from those people, we wasn't like just hanging out because we did music or anything. We were hanging out because we care about each other, and then from them, like I learned a lot just from hanging with those people. And so it's like I see what you're saying, like you know, like you don't have to always like. Which is why I'm saying I don't understand how it's kind of cliquey. Like it's like everybody needs to like venture out and kind of just hang. Like do your thing.
Maybe it's like the thing about like caring, like the people that are close to you. It probably y'all been through like some trials and tribulations, like to like earn that trust a little bit to where y'all live like close, right? So within that like comes like a little bit of like a defensiveness, like, you know, just you ain't gonna let anybody in because, man, we done been through some stuff. We done been through some stuff, so like you can't just like anybody just get up in here. So maybe sometimes that reflects off onto the other people that, you know what I'm saying, you don't even realize it, maybe, I don't know, and you're just like, man, because I've been doing this especially if the longer you do it, because I've been doing this a long time, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, 10 years going now, and I'm not just so quick to just like mess with anybody, like, or I'm not so eager to anyways, like I would say, not that I won't, but not so eager, I guess is the word. Like, but
I think that's a part of it though. I think it's like, it's a fine line between like being open to building with people and finding out if somebody's, you know, is part of your tribe, or being open to getting to know people. But it's also like protecting your energy and then like being honest about like, because, you know, a lot of times I'm getting to this point too, another realization. I'm telling y'all, it's been a year.
I'm here for it. I am here for it.
I realized, I was like, damn, maybe the problem is, no, I know what the problem is. It's that you trying to talk to everybody when you're not for everybody. You talking to the wrong people. I think
facts.
I think a lot of times we go wrong when we be trying to talk to the wrong people. We be like, nobody's listening, like they sleep on me. But it's because that's not the people who's supposed to be fucking with your shit.
Sure.
And I don't even know how, I don't know, guys.
And it's okay. And I think this is the first time in my life where I feel like, you know what, it's okay not to be everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
And I'm so content with like, and that's why like it's been all about defining what success truly means to me. How will I feel most fulfilled, right? And I think before we all say this, I was having this conversation, you know, with some bandmates. I was playing in Dallas last night, and we were in the car last night, and they were talking about like making it, right? Making it. And and talking about like, just really kind of talking about like how artists now, like specifically like using social media to like come out and be like basically
like go viral or
what am I? My bad. So basically, I'm high as shit.
Fuck.
No, I got you. I got you. No, I got you.
We're all high.
Basically,
we're like, fuck.
Basically, they were talking about. They gave a specific example of like Lizzo, right?
Okay.
Like Lizzo fly, Lizzo dope and shit. But they were like, why she even respond to people? You know what I mean? Like, why she go on social media and do that? Like, they were on some like Beyonce don't do that type shit, and like on some I wouldn't do that if it was me. I wouldn't even say nothing. I would just let the music do this. And I was like, but it's not you.
Yeah.
And this the thing. I just feel like people be saying what they would do when you're not in that situation.
All the time.
And everybody is not you.
Yeah.
So what that this person didn't do it? Like that person, first of all, like people are entitled to feel how the fuck they feel.
Yeah.
But I also feel like
the only
that
people
wasn't.
That say I wouldn't do that is the people that ain't ever in that situation.
Right.
Will never be in that situation.
And that's not the era that like Beyonce and them came up out of.
Yeah,
like they were very
speak
much
out more now.
Yeah. So I was just like, you can't say
y'all different down here.
Yeah,
y'all different down. When I moved to Houston, I noticed like the women was the first thing that I noticed. Like the biggest difference I noticed. Like
where you from?
Colorado.
Okay.
What is out of ass?
I mean,
like,
of course, like a
different
physical
down
difference.
here.
This is just like women in general. Like I noticed like women. I don't know. And I guess it was like the age. I didn't hear when I was like 21.
Oh yeah.
So it was just like I was like, damn, women. Like I was like, damn, and they they just. Like they not to be fucked with, like at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like especially the ones like I like and I want, like, damn, like I gotta really just be on my shit, come correct, or I'm about to get clowned.
Boy, sit down.
I'm about to get clowned hard.
Nah, boy, sit
you know
down.
what I'm saying? Like,
Sit down.
Well, sit down.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna have
No,
to like
for
lower
real.
my standards, or you know what I'm saying?
Damn, not lower his
Something.
standards.
Nah,
'Cause
I
you
wasn't
a
doing that.
young man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing
I'm
that.
at the lower my
But-
standards. That's funny.
Basically, we were talking about that, and I was just saying that like you can't say what you would do, and like we, you know, continue talking, and you know, they were talking about their idea of success, and like just this idea of celebrity and this, and I was like, you know what? I realized this year, just with being completely honest with myself, I don't want to reach that level of superstardom. I think people always put it on me, especially people that come to work on my team. They feel like you should be doing this, you should be here, and I get that. But like, I would very much love.
It's like a you could be.
Yeah, but I just would very much. I
think that's what they mean.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I would very much love to make music that I'm very proud of. Get this bag and like mind my business and be happy and walk in the grocery store. Like, I would love that. Like, if something else happens, you can't predict your future and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, when I think about success, I think people think about one bracket,
the fame or
they just think of one bracket of artists. They think specifically pop. Do you know how many artists are eating great? Like, you look at Beans and Khruangbin. Khruangbin is famous as fuck and huge as fuck. And they eating.
Houston's a good place for what you're talking about, because there's a lot, like almost all the artists here like are doing great, like do great, and they like not known like I'm from Colorado, and I didn't know about none of the artists from here. And when I moved here, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And they are like superstars. If you see one, you like,
right.
oh shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, legitimately doing well, got businesses doing all types of shit. And if I mentioned them like outside of Texas,
yeah,
people wouldn't know who they were.
And
that's awesome. Like,
right.
in its own right.
I think people be focused too much on getting everybody instead of getting their people, you know? Yeah. And I think I just got here, though, just being honest. Like, I just got here. Because at first, I was very much international, national site. Like, still am, in some respects. But I want to find my people in those pockets. I don't want to have to be for everybody, because I know I'm not. The type of shit I love to make and listen to, like, I'm fine with that. Like, but for the people, you know what I'm saying, who want this za, I got this za over here for you.
And it makes sense. It's like, and that's really what when you're passionate about it in general, that's what it's for. That's what it's supposed to be. Like, the whole time, like when you're creating or whatever, like, that's a thing that we all as artists have to overcome anyway. But it's like, if that's your main like focus, and when you go in there, when you start creating, it's like, this is what I want to create, and I just want y'all to hear it. It ain't that I'm trying to make it so that way I can make something that for you to like or whatever. It's like, this is how I really feel, and I'm putting it into my art, and then I hope you like it. If you don't, cool. If you do, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
And
it's
the
like
thing
that.
I noticed is, like, the truer that I be to myself, like, everything, like my ideas, like simple shit, my outfits, it's always received completely differently, because I think, like, it's always dope, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna ever do something that's not, like, ain't looking right, honestly. But like, it lands different when it's authentic. It just hits so much differently.
For sure.
And so that's why, like, I feel like when we were talking about clicks earlier, it's like, I feel like I just got to this point now where I'm comfortable to like talk to people more. And because I'm not like, I'm kind of weird on social media because it's not comfortable to me. Like, I'm not comfortable posting what I'm doing and what I'm thinking all the time. That's weird. I'm a more live in-person person to me. So it's like dealing with that, but then also understanding that this shit is a tool. And in order to utilize that tool, I have to take this, bottle it, and put it in this form and make it digestible. You know what I mean? So that my people can find me.
Isn't that what art is?
It is.
Like, isn't that what you do? Is that you take any expression that you have and then you try to encapsulate it and bottle it up into some tangible, into some outlet of whatever it is. And but we call it whatever it is that art. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
Good point. Yeah. I mean, some real shit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what.
That's why I don't fuck with social media, because I don't really fucking have the time for the art of it.
Yeah.
Because there is an art to it.
An art to it.
She got it down. You look at her social media. It's like always just looking on point. It's just there's an art to it. You know? And if you ain't gonna do it right, you. Like,
and it requires some energy too. Some energy, some effort.
Oh yeah. To do it right, my God. I did it again. Y'all just making me realize too. Like, at some point, I just started not giving up, but I was tired, man, of running all these fucking social medias. And I told them I would have Mocha Monday today, since I didn't do it last Monday, and it's today, and I didn't do it.
Well, you have to do what?
Oh,
A
damn,
Mocha
we're
Monday.
recording all this.
Okay.
We got all types of shit right
I
now.
know
We
this is
got
the
all
tea,
this.
y'all. I'm sorry.
Did we
Mocha
talk
Monday will be
about how
back.
long we were gonna go? Did we
Oh no,
ask?
sorry. Do you have
Did
any
you-
time
What
restraints?
time is it?
We normally we're already at like a.
I'm weak. Okay,
What happened?
I didn't know it was this late. That's why I'm laughing.
Oh, yes. Okay. Do you need to wrap it up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
'Cause I only said it because
Yeah.
we already went
We're
it
already
at a normal
good.
time.
Okay.
So,
Oh yeah.
you
No,
know.
this is good. This is good.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh my God. This was really good. How do you
Yeah,
feel?
no, this was cool.
How
This
you
was a
feel?
vibe.
Okay.
Man.
I feel good. I feel wavy.
Yeah.
I feel good. I think we dropped some gems.
That was good.
Great
I'm honestly,
conversation.
And-
A lot of real life shit.
thank you for sharing that journey and sharing that with
definitely.
us here on the pod. Like she just opening up,
Thank you
talking
for
to
bringing this
people that
serious.
she
I'm
did
so-
on
I
the
be always
pod.
trying to just be clowning and shit. So thank you for bringing some actual seriousness.
I'm over here like
Not
having
even
girl
not
talk. I'm
seriousness,
like,
but just-
yeah,
Right.
what? This is crazy. Like it felt like a girl talk
I was in
moment.
there. I was in
Because we
there.
had Rose, like.
Oh,
it was
I
girl
know. I
talk
need
for
to
sure.
sip. What the hell I've been doing? Talking.
You've been talking and typing.
Well, I look forward to the you
Yes, I
that's
appreciate
coming
it.
out. Like
Me too.
like I'm excited. I'm
Me
too.
I'm proud of you for the you I saw already.
Yes.
And your project and all your videos,
Thank
everything
you.
you putting out, like great quality content, great. Like I don't know, is that still your is the funk though? Before we go, is that the
Oh,
disco?
hell
Okay.
yeah.
I was like,
Hell
please
yeah.
don't tell me that that's
I'm
going
you
too.
know I am a disco bitch.
She
like,
rolled up. I
like
heard.
core.
I heard what I didn't know who it was you're listening to, but when she pulled up, I was like, wow.
I was listening to the whispers.
I was like, wow, this is. If
Yeah.
I had to say, what do I think Lenora's would pull up listening to?
Yeah,
It's
some
that.
Lenora
Like it was
shit.
that. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Headlights
yeah.
album.
It was something Lenora at. It really
It
was.
was. No, it's always disco. And that's why I was like, I want to be clear. I always have written and put out music that definitely is me, is me at that particular point. It's just that now
You're
I'm at this
somewhere
point
else.
where I'm questioning everything and scaling everything back, right?
Yes.
So removing the layers and all the extra shit, you know?
Man,
That's-
dang. I would love to get into the conversation about, because you said success earlier, but I was going to say how most people's idea of success is the most complicated life they could think of. And how, like, I was like thinking maybe success might actually be like the opposite of that. Like having as much as you
Freedom
can, but like
to
as
me.
much freedom and as like, you know what I'm saying, as much least
Seriously.
complications, like as like, you know what
I
I'm saying?
like
Like
that.
life don't have to
Yes.
be about
Yeah, he did.
'Cause that's
say
why I'm
that.
all
telling
this
you.
the fucking shit.
When they would when my homies were telling me like what they would, how they felt like they would be and what they wouldn't say, I was just like, I don't buy it, because you don't know. Like, if everybody coming for you and just saying shit and they don't know you, like talking shit, you don't think you're gonna get on your social media one day and be like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, for
You know
real.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
y'all don't know
who's
what's
to
going
say?
on.
Like, depending
Or
on how you
or God
feel.
forbid, y'all see each other in real life and somebody fucking the shit really go down over just some fucking social media post.
Right. You just
Oh shit.
it's just
Oh,
you
my
know, and that's
God.
just one aspect, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, you just never say what you won't do, and just, you know, don't expect people to be like you. Everybody is different, so that's why I just
I
be
can't
like,
wait to hear your music, because I feel like if this stuff is in the music,
it is though. It is so good,
We need some more.
so good.
Yeah,
Yes,
Madness.
let's do
What's
it.
up?
Yes, so
That's
good.
good.
It's so good. I've been cooking up with Beans when
Ooh.
Beans isn't touring with Krong Band.
And I remember when I first saw, I was telling him this earlier. Damn, and I was supposed to ask you something else,
You can
wasn't
ask them-
I?
We don't have to stop. We don't have to. We can stop whenever.
Yeah, I
we-
said 9.
Whenever.
Oh, 9.
It's
Okay,
8:47.
perfect. Well, we're gonna have to still get the cover art and stuff, but that won't take no more than like 15
Extra
after 9. So it's
Oh, we just taking some
9:15. Okay.
pictures?
Yeah, like take a cover art picture,
It's
and
lit.
then we
Feel
have to
like
do
I'm
like a
gonna sweat in
little,
the
like a
morning.
yeah. Then we gotta do like your little video.
What
where
up,
it's like,
world?
I'm Lenora.
That's what I really feel like this looks like. for me.
When I first saw you perform was at the House of Blues. When you did that Rosa Mo, you did Lucky Day. How'd you know, I was telling him, I was like, she know Lucky. How did you come across like people when you were in LA? I know you used to go back and forth to like LA. Like
It
how does
was
that
so
feel?
random.
You know?
It was random because I went just like on like some whim type shit, and
Those are the best.
yeah,
Those are
and
the-
I
the
was
best.
like, I had hooked up with Polyester the Saint, who produced my album. That was the first time I met him. We met in the studio. We cooked up a song, and then after that, we just kept working for a year and finished the album. And like to this day, we met to this day. But even after that, I'm sorry.
We need to do like a double date because this shit.
Yeah.
This is what we be doing all day, like just saying random shit, like from
Absolutely.
movies and songs and shit, and I mean like sorry.
Absolutely.
Like we be like sorry, and then go on.
Yes.
Yes. And then what happened? Sorry.
No, Polyester the Saint. Shout out to Polly. Like now we super close after that album. Like that's like literally like my brother. Like we that close.
Nice.
But anyway, I went out there. That was when I first met Polly, and I was just out there just spinning around. I ain't even gonna lie, I was just out there.
Just take a trip real quick, see what it do.
Yeah, and I was like,
women. Sometimes y'all make me so mad. Y'all just be.
Let me see what y'all got to
talk about. Women.
Y'all just be doing the trips, and like I'm about to hear about how
how everything worked out
in the place.
It do. I'm telling you, that's be the best.
Y'all deserve it.
That's be the best.
So we was out there, and it was
deserve
like shit wasn't
Nice.
really like happening. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I got out there Thursday night. I'm not gonna lie, Thursday, I went to Cookies, got some edibles, and got so high that I just slept the rest of the night.
Ooh, nice.
So then Friday, I was like, all right, let's try this again. So
you got me once.
Because you won't get me again. Because you slept
right.
good as fuck.
I slept so good. That's Friday. I was
Yes,
like,
hell.
all right. Yesterday, I wouldn't. But LA, now I'm ready for you.
Hell
Are
yeah.
you ready for me
Let's
today?
go.
Right.
So Friday, I was just, I don't know, fuck around. Met up with some homies, saw some live shows. Saturday, I was like, damn, I'm leaving Monday. I gotta find something something got to shake.
Yeah.
Please. So at the time, I had a homie who had moved to LA, who had just moved, and he lived in Atlanta, Josh Dean, my super close homie. Amazing artist, amazing writer, and he works a lot with Janelle Monáe because he works with Wonderland.
Oh.
Okay.
So he lived in Atlanta first and then moved to LA. And so I knew he was in LA, but at that time, me and Josh only like knew each other from Instagram.
Okay.
So I was just like on a whim, like, what you doing tonight? He was like, oh, we in the studio, you can pull up. We just, in a writing session. So I was like, all right. So I pulled up. We met for the first time, like in person, but we've been cool. We always be talking.
Yeah.
So
I have so many of
you know
those.
how that be.
Yes. We were just talking about
then
somebody
he introduced me to this. It was a girl in the session and then a guy named Dab that was engineering the session and writing. And he's like, this is Dab. So Dab is like, so I heard, you a singer, whatever. I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, you got a vibe going on right now. You got bell-bottom jeans on, some fucking snakeskin cowboy boots, this fucking 70s ass hair.
Yeah.
What's to you? Like, play me some shit.
What's
like,
up? What you got?
I played him some old disco diva type shit, and he was just like, all right. He was like, do you know who Lucky Day is? I was like, yeah. But at the time, I had already recorded the Rosa Mode cover back in Houston. I recorded in the studio.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell him that I did it because I didn't have it out, and I wanted to know why he was asking me if I knew him.
Yeah.
So he was like, I was like, yeah. And he was just like, okay. He was like, well, I work with him. Like, I write on all his stuff. He wrote on Rosa Mo. He was like, yeah, I wrote that. I was like, what?
That's
like,
what's up.
just recorded to
I'd have been like.
So he was just like,
hell?
yo, you got to meet Lucky. You got to meet the whole team. Like, you got to meet D-Mile because, D-Mile produces all his stuff. He's like, you are like, you groovy. Like, this would be cool. It's just these niggas be busy because that's when they shit was just like, it was moving. So he was like, when you leave? I was like, Monday. He was like, what? Like, you leaving right before the Grammys? I was like, yeah, nigga, I got a regular job, nigga. I got to go back. So he was like, damn. So he was like, well, you still got to meet Lucky before you leave. So we left Monday. So then like, that was Saturday night. So then Sunday, I had to go to the studio to meet Polly and have our first session. That was the first time I was going to meet him. Mm-hmm. And then Dad was like at 6 o'clock. He was like, hey, like, come by the house. Come by. And he sent me an address. And I was like, damn, I got to go to the studio for 9. Is it worth it? And I was like, hell yeah, it's worth it. I'm about to go. So I like caught an Uber over there.
Women's intuition kicked in right away.
Walked in the Lucky crib. He was playing a video game, eating some fucking cereal or some shit. And we was just talking, like we just all just started talking, and then ever since that night, we just got cool. And then the next day, Monday, when I had to leave,
hang on, hold up, hang on.
What's happening?
I can't just let you just like gloss over this like so casually, like because you so cool.
What
like
button was you about to press?
I need to know. I know I was, but it wasn't working. So hold on, it wasn't working. Oh, I want to hit that. Hold on.
What button I got up in here? That's how he was looking like. What button I got up in here? Because
you just like so casually, so coolly talking about yeah. So I just pulled up. You know what I'm saying? I started. Nigga was eating some cereal and we just chopped it up and we was.
That's what happened.
But hold on, like come on, what's like going? Like what's going? Like you just like.
I was like,
because first of all, you probably went out there like your mind's already on like everything I do is just like you know what I'm saying for my you know what I'm saying part of my career you know what I'm saying
right.
everything I do and like what I say you know what I'm saying so like what's like you're going like what's the strategy? I already know there was a strategy going in there.
I was just cool.
I
didn't even have a strategy.
Damn.
To be honest with you.
I mean, shit, you don't know what to do. Somebody tell you to pull up somewhere and you're just like, I can't believe this is about to happen right now.
I feel
Shit,
like
fuck
you do.
it, just go.
She did obviously.
Yeah. And then
you gotta be cool. You gotta be
cool.
That
night I went to the session with Polly, and then we recorded They Say, which is on the album. And then the next day I was leaving at like 2 p.m. So I probably had to be at the airport at like 12. So I checked out of my Airbnb and went to the studio with Dab because he said he wanted to, let's work before you get on the plane. But we were supposed to meet like 10 a.m. So I was only gonna have like 2 hours and then head to the airport. But then my flight got delayed. It was God. So I got like 2 extra hours. And so we wrote and recorded Relax in that time. That's when we wrote. So Dab and I wrote Relax together. And I recorded the demo in the same studio where Lucky recorded the whole Roll Some Mo, Try Your Fire.
We played the song at the beginning of the show. Just to bring you
Lucky
full circle back to the beginning of the show. We played it at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Gangsta.
Yep.
Wow.
So we did the demo there. And then ever since then, Dab and I been cool, and me and Josh are super cool. Like Josh Dean, the one I told y'all, introduced me to Dab.
Yeah.
He's the one who, like, even last year, I mean, that's how they be though. They would just send you an address and be like, pull up. So last year before the pandemic, during Super Bowl, I was in LA finishing the album, and Josh was like, "You have plans for the Super Bowl?" I was like, "Nah." He sent me address, pull up, bet. So I'm driving there in my little fucking, little rental car. And it's a house in the hills. So I'm driving up the roads and shit. I park, get out, people outside. Like, you can park here. They real nice and shit. Yeah. I go inside. Janelle Monáe sitting on the couch. I'm in Janelle crib. I'm like, oh, okay. And she's on vocal rest because that's when she opened up the, the Oscars?
She's on vocal rest?
Yeah, she was on vocal rest because she was.
Wait, hang on. Wait, what's that mean?
She doesn't talk, so you can rest your voice.
Yeah.
Because she had to open, what was it? Was it Oscars, Tony, something big? Oscars, Golden Globe, something.
Ain't talking to nobody.
Yeah, when they put you on vocal rest, you're not supposed to talk at all. Or when you do it for yourself, you're not supposed to talk, sing like nothing.
Yeah. But anyway, that's where I met her. That's where I met Kalindo, who played on my album.
How you meet somebody that can't talk to you?
We still had a moment in her kitchen. We still had a moment. She was
that's
like,
all she can do to anybody.
Her eyes were like expressive. Her eyes were expressive.
It's not like she has like a little notepad and she's like writing notes to everybody. Nah, she ain't doing that.
Her eyes were expressive. It was a lot of that. And then
that's crazy. Like that's crazy.
This is perfect.
Listen, I'm from the tiniest town in Colorado, like the smallest place you could think of.
Damn.
So I be like, I love these stories because they be, you know what I'm saying? Like this.
You like this shit don't happen in Colorado.
Yeah, man, that's why I moved. That's part of the reason I moved to Houston. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I always wanted to live in a big city, you know what I'm saying? And like do my thing here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But like, so to hear these stories is like,
it's
wow,
a crazy
it's
story.
like, it's crazy.
Let me tell y'all the last little bit of this story. I'm going to make it quick, but it's a good little story to kind of piggyback off of this because this happened the same day, the same night. Mm-hmm. So I had one more song on my album, a ballad called Good to Me. It's like a blues kind of song. I really wanted a ballad. I was pressed as hell because a lot of the album is up-tempos with Polly. So Polly produced the whole album and I wrote the whole album. So it was only us, besides when we would bring in instrumentalists, right? So Polly's like, we finished the ballad or whatever, because I was like, this is a little too different than the rest of the album. The rest of the album is like 80s inspired, kind of synthy, and this song is like super like blues rock on some shit. But I was like, all right, like I'm here for the range. But then
I'm here for the range.
Yeah. But then there's this big open place after my dramatic like singing part, and they were like, we want to put this like blues singer on it, this guy. And I was like, no, I don't want to hear from a guy on this song. I want an electric guitar solo. And they were like, oh, like a blues guitar solo. No, an electric guitar solo. So I was trying to figure
electric
out.
blues. No,
Right.
No, nigga.
Electric.
Oh, she wants country. Everybody come on in.
Right.
No, nigga.
But my plan was that I was going to bring it back here and get one of my guys here to do it because I know some phenomenal guitarists. But then at Janelle's house, it was like another one of my homies, Bueno, who plays guitar. He was there. He's played for Josh on tour. When Josh was on tour with Lucky, he played with him. So I was like, Bueno, I have this electric guitar solo. I leave town tomorrow. You can come by the studio tonight to do it. I was just trying it. He was like, I mean, I could, but you gon' like, that's who you really want. And he pointed at Kalindo. Now, Kalindo is Janelle's lead guitarist and like, he co-writes all her stuff with her, like Cold War, Tightrope, all that.
Wow.
He walked in, y'all, looking like a black Beatle. When I tell you he's iconic, like he looks iconic, I was scared to go meet him because I was like, he don't know me. He was like, that's who you want to play on it, I'm telling you. So I was like,
he's like what everybody's idea what a really like celebrity like looks
Right.
like to you. You was like, oh shit.
I'm gonna show y'all
Like,
after the show what he looked like.
Nice.
And so I was like, He was like, just go talk to him. He cool. So I was like, all right, because people do that same shit to me.
You was just at Lucky Day's house. Come on, girl.
Right.
There ain't nobody.
Hyping you up.
Come
Come on.
No, that was the year before.
Oh,
This
shit,
is a whole
okay,
nother
okay,
year.
okay.
Dang.
At this point, I still was hanging out with Lucky and them too, but this was a year later. So anyway, I went up to Kalindo and we're talking. First off, this nigga named Kalindo. Like,
Yeah,
he's cool
automatically
as fuck.
you're like, all right, this is
So
intimidating.
immediately, you already know I love Michael Jackson. You know,
Yes.
his spirit, his energy is giving me Michael, and he was just like, oh, he's the kindest fucking person, and he was just
Wow.
like, I said, what? When your birthday? He tells me, he's like, I'm a Virgo. I'm like, I'm a Virgo, and we just had this moment, and I was like, look, I know you don't know me, but I had this album, and I got one more song to finish it, and I leave tomorrow, and I really, really, really need an electric guitar solo. Would you do it? He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. When, like, can you give me a ride to the studio or, you know, a lift or something? I was like, nigga, yes.
Damn, that's
so
dope.
I invite him to the studio. He pulls up and kills this solo, just rips it to shreds, like. And to this day, we cool.
He
You know what I
has,
mean?
he has no questions, none at all. Just
And then the very next week, he opened I want to say it's the Oscars. I hope
That's
I'm
so
not
dope.
fucking up. He opens the Oscars up with Janelle. The first thing you see in the Oscars is her performance, and they're laying on the ground, and he's playing the guitar back to back with her. Like, very iconic shit.
that's really
After he
dope.
just played on my album. Like, I can't even, like, make this stuff up.
This is great.
It was so
dope.
iconic.
So he played on the album you just dropped, or the
Uh-huh.
one that's coming up? Okay.
He played on Good to Me.
Good to Me. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh.
So,
wow.
shout out Kalindo. Shout out Josh Dean.
This is
I love those
crazy.
guys.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm
Like,
just not really hearing like some good stories about you, but I feel like you're blessed and highly favored in life, and you got
appreciate
you know what I'm
it.
saying. They say luck is timing meets preparation, right? You know
That
what I'm saying.
part.
So like a lot of the
Requires
things, a lot
action.
of the story you was talking about earlier about meeting Lucky Day, it kind of almost required you to have like done the work prior to that,
Facts.
so that you could have this coincidental chance that
yeah.
you worked on a song with somebody else that you know what I'm saying, that was there, you know. So
Right.
you know, that's what, stay working. I see you just been working for that, all this
Yep.
amazing things to happen, because nothing's coincidence, nothing luck.
Yeah.
People could say luck, people could say
Yep.
you know, like everything's for you, it's meant to be for you.
Everything
and
is for a reason.
everything's
That's
for a
it.
reason. Just go find your purpose, or just even think about what your purpose is, and you might be
Exactly.
alright.
Well, just do
Might
like
be
just do
alright.
you though. Like at the same time, like
Sure.
be true.
trust
Just
the
be true. Yeah,
process.
that's why I tell people all the time. Like, and that's what I meant by making it. Is what I meant. It's like
Mm-hmm.
when you're. To me, I just know that I want to be successful enough to do what I
just wanna
do
be
without having to
successful.
like. Sometimes feel like I gotta go get another job, or sometimes
Right.
feel, you
Just
know what I'm
spread
saying.
yourself thin,
Like I
not
want to
have
be,
the
yeah,
freedom of time.
yes, because when the finances are there and everything's there, it's like you have that time, like a little bit more time than when you're like spending the other time trying to make money because you don't have to pay shit.
You're only mad when you can't do the things you want to do.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
only mad. So like,
that's what I want to do.
What you think is success just only depends upon what you fucking trying to do in life, I guess. Yeah. But
yes.
For another time.
Well, thank you, cousin. And thank you for being so down to earth and pulling up. Thanks for bringing the wine.
Cheers, guys.
Awesome.
I'm loving this.
Thanks for smoking with us.
Y'all, true story, I've been drinking rosé more now because I started watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't watch any of that stuff. I don't watch Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop, none of that stuff. Yeah. But I randomly turned on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like a late season, and then I watched like the 3 latest seasons. And so now
you're hooked. Welcome
I be
to
drinking
the family.
my rosé and acting like a middle-aged white woman.
You gotta watch the Atlanta one, though.
You know what I'm saying?
The Atlanta one is the best one.
I haven't seen that since like college.
Oh, Atlanta. Yeah, it got weird. Some seasons got anyway. Yeah.
I got it.
She gotta go. We gotta go.
Weird, but never mind. It's not.
No,
it's nice.
It's so good. Everything has been so good.
Thank you for coming on the show, Lenora.
Thank y'all for having me.
Where can people find you on social media and all that? If they want to, I know you don't care, but
no, shit, I do care.
I was like, damn, here it goes.
I don't care. Look, I don't care. That. What am I trying to say? I don't care that least. I don't care. Whatever. I care.
If you don't, I don't care. If you do, I love you.
Right. At Sincerely Lenora, Lenora. At Sincerely Lenora is where I am. And www.everythinglenora.com.
We'll have that in the description.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you for pulling up. We got to get her out of here. We can't just keep on doing this outro.
We got to do the outro. I got to do the
definitely
outro.
Definitely supposed to cook dinner tonight.
Definitely got to do the outro.
I know.
I'm Koala Cool. That's Lakita Valon. Like, subscribe, comment. We out of here.